Hello, my name is Jesse. I am the founder of Sunroad. Just wanted to hop on, do something a little different, and to tell you the origin story of Sunroad for anyone who's interested. Sunroad is actually not a city, but it's a place, it's a road, a street near where I was born in Tokyo, Japan. Um, Spent just 1 year there before I moved to Seattle, and then as an early teenager moved back to Tokyo as an eighth grader and finished high school there. It was a very unique experience, and they call us third culture kids, people who have kind of a unique outsider's perspective in another land. And even though I'm half Japanese, I didn't fully belong there, and so it gave me a kind of an artist perspective looking in on the largest metropolis in the world. Um, Sunroad was a place I frequented as a high schooler. Any weekend I would go there, and it just felt like at any hour of the day or night there was something going on, whether it be live music in the streets or photographers lined up or canvases in the city parks and everything. And it felt like I belonged there as an artist. And even though there were so many people there and they were all living out their own lives, I felt like I belonged. And when I went back to Seattle for art school, that sense of belonging completely left me. It was a feeling of being in a land that I knew, but being in a land that was different because I had changed so much in my unique back and forth lifestyle. And so even though I was amongst artists every day, it switched from being like I belonged into a feeling of competition, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. I was able to get some really cool opportunities in music specifically. I come from generations of musicians, my grandfather being a jazz arranger and composer and having a jazz club in Tokyo, and then my uncle being a drummer, professional drummer in Tokyo as well. So I had that music gene, and opportunities miraculously found me. But as I interacted with so many incredible artists of all backgrounds, I felt like so many artists had the same problem. No matter how talented they were, it didn't equate to being found. And as I went throughout my life interacting with graphic designers or videographers or painters or architects or interior designers, all sorts of people that I'd find myself around, they would often spend a lot of time working jobs that had nothing to do with what they were really good at. Myself included, I spent as a musician, I've done everything from being a graveyard motel worker, lamp repairman, coffee retail, contract remodel, like everything in between. I had this problem that artists had of not being able to be found, and having my unique perspective kind of outside looking in. I decided one day 10 years ago to sell all of my studio equipment that took me forever to save up for, and I cashed in everything and went on this journey to create this platform that would allow artists of any background to be found simply by what they did and where they were located. I've had many iterations of it over the years. I've sacrificed so much, but for some reason it continues to call at me and nudge me, and so I continue to pursue this solution for artists, perhaps like you, if you're watching this still, to be found, because I believe it is very important. I think that social media is a great place for discovery, but it is so crowded now, and you have to compete with everyone, and you have to compete with algorithms, and you have to compete with outside markets, global markets, which again is great. But from a localized perspective, clicking the heart button doesn't necessarily translate into real opportunities and cash in your pocket. it also doesn't create this sense of community. And I definitely felt that during COVID times, where I pivoted from more of a generalized creative platform to share your work to becoming a localized platform. So that is the origin story of Sunroad, and my vision in the future is for it to really expand and for artists to feel like they belong in their city. Not necessarily by doing a bunch of social events and to getting plugged in, because if you're anything like me, you're maybe an introvert. You may be kind of an outlier, which is a cool thing, I think. But merely being recognized and having the option to have opportunities find you to do whatever you're doing and to post your work one time as a resume, and then allowing people to find you based upon your merit and the things that you bring to the table and your creative genius. So if you've gotten this far, 6 minutes, I applaud you, and maybe this is only viewed by 100 people, but it's perfectly fine with me. I hope you take some time to create a Sunroad profile. Consider sharing to your friends what Sunroad is. And yeah, we're trying to grow this community together, and we're trying to do a lot of really cool things. If you're interested, feel free to email me about any ideas that you might have. And that's it for me.